Hello there. So you may have noticed it's a bit of a different layout today. I thought I would do a day in the life of a freelancer, and I've wanted to do this for a long time and haven't because it seemed like a lot of work, in all honesty. But I thought now is the time to do it. It's a Monday, so I think it's quite a good way to start the week. As you saw, I've had my cup of tea and I've done my rabbit's cage and everything so far. I didn't want to speak to you this morning because I live in an open plan sort of studio, and my partner was in bed still, so you know, I had a silent film of me making a cup of tea. But now I am sat at my desk. It's 20 to 9 and I'm about to start for my jobs for the day. So for those of you who don't know, I am a freelance writer. I admit that I'm in a very privileged position with my freelance work because I work in conjunction with another company who do copywriting for businesses and bloggers, and they give me a set amount of jobs every day, so I know I have a set amount of money coming in each day, and I don't have to go out and try and get my own jobs, which is fantastic, and it works perfectly for me because the reason that I'm doing this job is so that I can fund my own writing. So it's really good to have that set jobs each day and to be able to know that I don't have to waste time doing emails and business stuff. My jobs are there, ready to go for the day, and I generally start at about 20 to 9. I normally get 10 jobs which are 500 words, but sometimes they are amalgamated together, which is really good because it means that I get a shorter day. So I say I get 1,000 words. I get the same amount of money for that as I would for two 500s, but I then get to do it in a much shorter time because I don't have to come up with two different ideas, etc. And that is the case today. So I'm hoping today that I can be finished with these jobs by at least 2:30, 3ish. So yeah, that's what's happening really. I thought I would just bring you along for my day. I always find it interesting to see how freelancers live their days. If there are weird noises going on, it's because my rabbits live there, so they like to make some bangs and crashes, especially as I'm speaking, which they're not used to. Well, not this fast anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. I've got some interesting clients today, and I will speak to you later.
The second log they found, beside the first on the beach, so close to the first log they were almost touching, was a log of elm wood. The elm tree is graceful, but its wood is hard enough to be made into the toughest planks and beams. You can...
If you're wondering why I've got a blanket and gloves on, it's because I work in the attic and it is very cold. I have got a radiator on, but it normally takes until about lunchtime to really warm up in here. So yeah, I usually do wrap up quite well, especially in the winter. It's lovely in the summer because I can have the windows open and it's really warm, but yeah, it's pretty cold in the winter. So I just wanted to update you. I've just done my first job for the day. It's now 9:30, and I was just going to say I've started listening to audiobooks during my editing process. I can't listen to them when I'm writing itself because I find that that's just too much going on in my head and I can't concentrate on both things. But when I'm editing, I don't actually have to concentrate that much. It's just copying and pasting into a Hemingway app and things like that. And then putting pictures in and links in and stuff. So I generally don't mind listening to a sort of easygoing audiobook. I've been listening to non-fictions, memoirs I find are really good, and also I've been listening to things like the Louise Renison books, which I find are really fun and just easy to listen to while I'm working. But I'm actually running out of audiobooks now and I don't have any more credits and I refuse to pay the prices. So I was wondering if anyone had any ideas for podcasts that I could listen to. I'd really like some creative writery podcasts if there are any, so if you know of any, please let me know down below. But yes, onwards and upwards now. I probably won't update you now until I am eating my lunch because there seems no point to let you know every time I finish a job. But yes, I will see you later. Hello, so it's now 12 o'clock. I do usually go for my lunch at the same time each day just because I like having my lunch at 12 o'clock. So I know how many jobs I do in the morning, how many jobs I do in the afternoon, so I know roughly when I'll be finished, and I also think it helps to have a routine. Obviously if you were in an office you'd go for your lunch hour at the same time, so that's what I do. I do not take an hour though. I think a lot of people think that when you're freelance you can just take as long as you want for lunch, but I try not to because I like to be finished quite early, so I generally only take 15 to 20 minutes for my lunch, so it's normally quite a rush. But I like doing that. I just think it makes more sense by literally just eat and go. Didn't go as well this morning as I was hoping. I only managed to get 4 pieces done. I was hoping to do 5. I have started the 5th though, so hopefully I can whack that out as soon as I finish my lunch and I won't be too behind, but it's looking more realistic that I won't be finished until about 3:30, 4 today now, which isn't ideal. I was hoping to get out and about. I generally have a rule that if I finish by 3, I'll go for a walk or something just to really clear my head, and I could have done with going to the shop really today, but it's not the end of the world if I can't do that. And to be honest, I'm not normally that bothered on Mondays because obviously I've done stuff at the weekend and I was out a lot yesterday, so it's not like I've been sort of hemmed in for a week and I need to go outside for a bit. This is the first day of the week, so it's okay if I don't get to go out. So yeah, gonna go and have lunch now. I will take you along with me and then we'll get back to work in the afternoon. So for my dinner, I have just got leftovers from the weekend. I generally always eat leftovers because I have such a short lunch. I don't have time to make anything proper. So this is curried lentil soup that I made at the weekend with a roll. So yeah, that's what I'm having for my dinner. Hello, so I've just finished my lunch. It's now 12:15 and I'm gonna get back to work. Yeah, gonna get back to it now and I will speak to you later. So the time is now 20 to 4 and I have finished my jobs for the day. You'll notice I'm in a different setting. I'm now downstairs again for my writing, my personal writing for the day. I used to write up in my office where I do my sort of day jobs, but I find that because I spend the day there writing very different things, it's really difficult to get into the headspace of my fiction because, you know, for my job I write non-fiction and it's a very, very different, even though it's still a creative process, it's very different. So it helps to just draw a line under the working day and come downstairs and do my fiction. I did finish a lot later than I was hoping. I was hoping to finish 40 minutes ago and go for a walk. That's not going to happen, and to be honest it's pretty bad weather anyway, so I'm not overly devastated. So I'm just going to get straight on. I've got an hour and 20 minutes until I'm going to start making the dinner, and that's going to be my personal writing time. Today was a pretty hard day actually. I had quite difficult clients. I had business clients like for business blogs and business posts, and I find them really difficult to write because I'm not a business person. I'm just me. I don't know much about business, so it's difficult trying to give people advice on business, especially it was quite specialised business stuff. So yeah, it was quite a hard day, which is why I'm a bit later than I wanted to be, but that's okay. I kind of give myself the sort of play time. As long as I'm finished by 4 and I have an hour at least for my personal writing, I'm quite happy. And I did quite a lot of my personal writing over the weekend, so I'm not devastated that I'm a bit later than I wanted to be. And as I say, I'm not that gutted about not going for a walk because it's rainy and rubbish outside. So I will see you in a bit. Hello, so excuse the hissing sound of onions. I have finished my writing for the day. It went okay. I got quite a lot done, though the electricity did go about 15 minutes before I finished, so that was a bit of a nightmare. But we're back on now, though I have realised I need to get a new microwave because it keeps flipping the switch, so that's a pain in the bum. But anyway, so I'm trying a new thing for dinner, which is from my Happy Pear cookbook, which you would have seen already, and fingers crossed it's nice because it sounds really nice. It's Mexican salsa beans, so you know what can go wrong. Beans and rice is my favourite thing. Yeah, so that's all really. I'm thinking I might do a bit more writing later on, purely because I had to stop a bit early. And it was going quite well. Everything I wrote today I wrote out on hand, so what I might do is just transcribe that later on. But other than that, I'm done for the day. To be honest, I think I'm coming down with something because I'm feeling exhausted at the moment, so I'm looking forward to getting my pyjamas on and getting on with the evening and some reading as well. I'll see you later. Hello, so the time is now 6:30. Sorry I didn't talk to you after I started making dinner, but my partner got home and I can't film with someone in the room. It just makes me feel weird, and I feel like I can't like talk to you the way I normally would, so I can't do it. So yeah, that was a bit silent, but it's, as I say, is now 6:30. I have done the tea, eaten, done the washing up and everything. And I'm now back up in my office because I usually come up and spend half an hour with the rabbits, which is normally when I catch up on a bit of YouTube and watch the videos that have been uploaded that day. I also generally, although I didn't say earlier, I generally watch YouTube during my lunch as well, just to sort of get ahead on my watch list, and also just to give me some background noise really. To be completely honest, I think I'm probably going to sign off now. After I've been up here for half an hour, I'm going to go down and sit with my partner again anyway, so I can't be talking to you when he is there, but I thought I would just sign off. And I also thought I would talk to you about what I'm reading, because as I said earlier, I might do a little bit of extra writing, but I also will obviously get on with reading as well this evening. So at the moment my main book is A.S. Byatt's Possession, which I'm not that far into. I think I'm about 50 pages in. I'm not sure so far. It's interesting and I think it's genius. But it's quite dense and I'm not 100% yet. I'm not into it, shall we say, but I think I'm going to really enjoy it, hopefully. I think this is going to be what I hoped from The Shadow of the Wind but didn't get. So it's a kind of literary, imagined historical literary novel. So, you know, I mean, genius, as I say, that's yeah, if it's good, it's going to be really good. And then I've also got a book that I was very kindly sent for review at the end of last year and have just picked up, and that is Joe Brennan's Descrescendo. I accepted this because it's the first book that I've been sort of pitched that is a kind of book that I would be interested in anyway. It's a literary kind of philosophical novel, but the first sentence, I'm afraid, really put me off. However, I've decided that what I'm going to do is read a few chapters in between other books, because I don't want to not read it. And I started it yesterday and I actually really enjoyed what I read, so I'm kind of taking back my first judgment. I don't know that I'm going to love this, but I did enjoy it, and I only intended to read one chapter and I ended up reading 4. So I might read another few chapters of that one as well. So far this month my reading has gone really well, including the audiobooks I've been listening to when I've been working. I have read 9 things so far, so I'm really happy with that and really pleased with how things are going, and I think the not having a resolution is really working well for me. But yeah, to be honest, that's about everything for today. I don't know how interesting this is going to be until I go back and edit it, but I just thought I would show you because I think for me, certainly, I'm always interested in people who live a freelance life and what they do, because I think even when you're freelance, it's important to have structures and routines in place to make sure that you're productive. I mean, my partner always says to me, why do you know, because I'm normally up before him in the morning, I generally don't get up any later than 8, and he says to me, you know, why do you get up so early, why don't you just work in bed or something? And it's like, but I think it's one of those things, until you're freelance you don't realise that it's not as easy as just sitting in bed in your pyjamas and writing. Like, it's still a job, you still have to put your work head on. But if I were to lay in bed and write, I wouldn't be able to get into that headspace, and it'd make the day actually really difficult for me. So I think it's really important to put a routine in place, and I thought I would share with you that routine. We'll see how well this comes together, and hopefully you found something interesting in there. Bye!